Hey gang, John Bacarella here with your Lake St. Clair Fishing Report, brought to you by Sportsmen's Direct. It is Friday, December 16th, and we're basically the week before Christmas. So, it looks like we have a great forecast ahead of us. Water temp right now down at Belle Isle is 38 degrees, and the forecast finally has settled in to ice making mode. So it looks like starting tomorrow night, we're going to go below freezing and maybe not come back above freezing for the foreseeable future. I mean, all the way through Christmas. And then getting close to Christmas, they have some just awesome nighttime lows forecasted, and I've seen single digits bouncing back and forth in like from the 21st on. So those are that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. The only thing we're going to have to watch is right before Christmas too. It looks like they may be forecasting a white Christmas. So, but we'll worry about that when we get there, whether or not we get snow on newly formed ice or not. We got to get the cold temps in here first. So we'll cross that hurdle, get the cold temps in, start making ice, and then we'll worry about whether or not we get snow on the ice. I did speak with Lyman's on the lake up by Houghton Lake just this morning, and they are reporting that they've got a couple of inches, up to 4 inches of ice in some areas. It sounds like East Bay right now is probably the most consistent ice. And then over on the west side of the lake, when we had a big blow just a couple of days ago, it really piled up the ice over there. So they've got some really big jams over on the west side of the lake. So they were saying that, probably steer clear of that at least right now. But the guys are up there fishing. It is a walking time only, no machines yet. And I mean, common sense, right? With 2 to 4 inches of ice, you're not going to be driving machines out there unless you got a Willcraft, which most of you guys probably don't have. But if you do have a Willcraft, you could take that out there and you'd probably be just fine. I also spoke to Pilgrim's Village near Cadillac, and they were saying that it's a lot sketchier conditions out there, as pretty much just the local guys that really know the water well that are getting out in very specific locations, and they weren't really going to be ready for you guys to be coming up there until maybe sometime next week. So that would be one that, once we get to the middle of next week, get some really cold nighttime temps under our belt going in, you might want to give them a call up at Pilgrim's Village, and they'd be able to give you more information. So if you're looking for, a pre-Christmas getaway or right around Christmas time, if you don't have family and friends that need you here, then maybe you could spend it up there, on Cadillac or Mitchell, and give the folks at Pilgrim's Village a visit. Now, around here locally right now, there isn't a whole lot going on. The guys were still fishing for walleyes down on that south end of the lake. And the wind and the rain and everything really turned things over down there, and water clarity has really gone to heck. And it sounded like for the guys that were out there just doing huge numbers of fish one day, the next day they went out and the bite was really off, and it sounded like the schools were starting to break up down there, and that they were starting to mark a lot more fish up closer to the 9 Mile area, which really kind of makes sense at this time of the year, because we do start to see a push of those fish moving up. And a lot of those fish are going to end up right out in front of Metro Beach and out in front of the Mile Roads areas and 9 Mile and everything for you ice fishermen. So that's good news that they're starting to see more of a transition of some fish moving up to the north, which makes perfect sense from what I've seen in years gone by. That's the walleye thing right now. And a lot of guys with this cold weather coming in are going to be putting the boats away. If you're one of those guys that's been fishing late season, make sure you get all that water out of your lower unit. Make sure, you got your battery stowed and all that good stuff. Get that boat winterized, because when we get nights down into the teens, which they are forecasting next week, you can do a lot of damage to all of the above, to batteries, to your engine, the lower unit, all that stuff. So if you don't have a warm place to store it, then I'd really take care of that stuff here pretty darn quick with this forecast coming in. Now, Captain Jason Quintano, I guess, had his last charter of the season with Rena and Samantha out on a boat, and these two gals just really grounded out there in some really horrible conditions. If you haven't casted for muskies, like in 20-degree conditions, it's really tough. It's tough on the hands, it's tough on everything. And these gals got two just gorgeous fish out there. One 50-inch plus class, just beautiful muskie, and then another really gorgeous leopard pattern muskie out there. And just awesome way to end the season for Fins and Grins Charters out there, with these two gals just you know, sticking it out in tough conditions to put two beautiful fish in the boat. So beautiful smiling faces, beautiful fish, great way to end the season out there on the muskies. And I would imagine most of the guys are done chartering as of right now. Now, there's still some shore action going on, as Mike Coleman proves to us all the time over there along the spillway. That's not the only place you can get these fish. You know, the end of Metro in Black Creek, South River Road, Brandenburg, but all of these places are going to be locking up. So come next week, most of these places hopefully are going to be locked up, and we're going to really be talking about ice fishing, or at least ice reports. Now, kind of a heads up, next week I am not going to be doing a video, at least not on YouTube. If there are any ice reports next week, which I do plan on doing, they will be just on our Facebook page. As the ice forms, I'll be out there trying to get you guys the latest and greatest info, maybe some short video snippets that I'll post up there on the Sportsman's Direct Facebook page. But we won't be doing a YouTube channel video next week. We just got way too much going on. My son, cameraman Joshua, is going to be completely tied up. He works for one of our local churches, for Kensington Community Church, and he is just going to be slammed getting ready for the Christmas services. So there will not be a video next week. I did look at the satellite imagery, or tried to look at the satellite imagery for this week, and there is nothing. And it's been so cloudy, and just there's no good satellite images. But it really doesn't matter at this point. Once the lake gets ice covered, then everything's going to settle in, and we'll start to clean back up. So it's kind of a non-issue at this point. There's very few guys going to be taking the boats out. So that's really about it. So next week, look on our Facebook page for an ice report. And as things change, I'll be updating it there. It could be daily, but I would imagine I won't be doing much until we get to maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. With all that said, come on in, visit us at the stores for your last minute Christmas shopping, or to stock up on any of those hard to find ice fishing items. All that tackle is going to be in the store and ready for you guys to go, and we'll be ready for you going into the ice fishing season, hopefully right after Christmas. So if I don't see you in the stores, you have a blessed Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Hey, if you like this video content and you want to get updated as soon as the next video is out there, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as the next video is up.